guys, welcome back. Let's be honest, this day was coming. For years, we have been living off campus universe, mentally decorating the hockey house and dissecting the exact psychological profile of Garrett Graham. Prime Video finally dropped the adaptation, and frankly, if I speak, it's giving very specific, highly curated energy. If you have spent the last decade of your life reading Elle Kennedy's hockey romances until the pages practically fell out and the spine lost the will to live, you have likely already binged the entire season, if I'm not wrong. But here's the $1,000,000 question that we need to dissect with the precision of a power play. Is this actually the deal, or is it just a vibe check in a hockey jersey? Did the showrunners actually get the source, or did they just trade our favorite literally angst for the more digestible, algorithm friendly streaming aesthetic? Today, we are going deep. We are pulling this adaptation apart at the seams to see if the fabric holds up or if it's just a glossy, superficial imitation of the literary masterpiece that is the deal by Elle Kennedy's. Mystery. Does it actually ice over? Let's get into the main event, guys. The chemistry between Ella Bright, our heroine Hannah, and Belmont Camille, our hero, in the book, their banter is lethal, we know. It's sharp, it's defensive, it's layered with the specific fake dating goodness that keeps you up until 3 a.m. There's a profound weight to their interactions in the text or in the book, if I say. Well, you can feel the emotional armor they both are wearing. Garrett isn't just a jock. He's a guy dealing with a father who's treating him like an ATM. And Hannah is not just a good girl. She's the survivor. She's dealing with the trauma and reclaiming her own voice. On the screen, the chemistry is undeniably present. We can say with our naked eyes. But it's drastically different kind of a spark, if I speak. In the book, you feel their tension through their internal monologues, those moments where they're constantly over analyzing each other's motives, dissecting their own insecurities, and hiding behind the sarcasm. On the screen, where they have traded that psychological warfare for pure, unadulterated physical proximity, if I'm being honest. Is it hot? Absolutely. The visual chemistry is off charts, and they look like they belong in the rom-com montage. But it's less witty to enemy to lovers and more spicy college drama. The screen version feels incredibly polished, like they were directed to play it for the camera rather than living that messy real life humor dorm room grit novel. It's a total watch with a fan on kind of romance, but you might find yourself mourning the loss of the sharp clinical edges of the bookshelves. They feel like sanitized, to be honest. Let's talk about the creative choices where the adaptation stumbles. The show is certainly not a line by line reenactment, and boy, did you notice the gaps where the soul of the book used to be. The producers clearly made some creative decisions to streamline the plot, but those decisions came at a cost. Let's dissect them. First, the hockey scenes, the TV hockey problem. In the book, hockey is the pressure cooker. It's the source of Garrett's identity crisis and ticking clock on his future. It's the background noise to his anxiety. On screen, the games are, well, let's just say they are on the loop. It's like a hockey purist, you are going to be laughing at the dramatic physics defining slow mo power plays. I'm honestly saying it's a hockey TV. It looks good in the trailer, but it doesn't hold up to under actual scrutiny. I feel that way. It lacks visceral, violent reality of the hockey game. It feels like someone has watched NHL highlight on replay and just decided to direct that. Off-campus vibe. Printist versus the reality. The hockey house in the book is the character of its own. It's gritty, we have talked about it's lived in, smelling faintly of old gym bags, stale beer, and pure unadulterated desperation. It's a place where 4 hockey players would actually be allowed to exist without a health code violation. On Prime, it looks like an IKEA showroom inside a Greek life house. It's aesthetic, Sure, but it feels like a set. It lacks the lived in deep briefs that made the book settling so grounded. Third, and the main, Hannah's internal voice. Hannah's sass in the book is so legendary because we lived inside her head practically. We hear every judgment, every snarky observation, every hesitation. The show opts to replace those sharp internal thoughts with more outward spoken dialogues. While it makes her feel a bit more approachable for the general audience, we lose that I am secretly judging everyone trope that made her so incredibly relatable in the novel. The translation from internal thoughts to the spoken words often strips the humor of its bite, I feel. The deep dive analysis, the pacing problem, according to me. See, let's look at the pacing. Books have the luxury of slow burn, they allow the reader to marinate in the character's misery and joy. Shows or series, however, are slaves to the minute per episode pressure. The pacing in the first season feels a bit rushed. The major emotional shift, especially regarding Garrett's past, happens in a blink of an eye. In the book, you watch them earn their intimacy. In the show, you feel like they are being dragged through the plot points at a 2x speed. It makes the emotional payoffs feels less earned, and I feel more obligatory, like they were obligated to finish this scene in this specific episode. Yes, that's how a series works, but then it loses its point that it's an adaptation of a book. The verdict, stick with it, okay? Is the show a perfect adaptation? Not even close. It's a bit glossier, a bit faster, and definitely leans into a college soap genre more than the gritty, trauma informed sports romance vibe in the original text or in the original book. The bottom line, if you want to deep, raw, I am going to stay up until dawn, swooning and crying experience, the book, The Deal, is still undefeated heavyweight champion. It's a source code and it's hard to beat. But if you want a fun, easy to watch aesthetic that hits all the high notes of your favorite tropes, then season 1 of the show is a perfect companion. Just don't expect the same level of clinical, biting, authentic humor that defined the reading experience we had when we read the book first. Now, can we please talk about why they are seamlessly glossing over the nuisance of Logan's subplot? Like, really? That's conversation for another day, but it feels like a disservice to the complexity of the original friend group. Like, for example, I would have not anticipated that they would have bring the Logan plot so soon in the first season. And I don't know, it feels like a betrayal. Like the first plot or the first season was all about Hannah and Garrett. Definitely they had to bring the second couple in, but why would you just do the subplot for Logan just because you wanted to show the rivalry? I don't think it makes any sense to me. That was me dissecting the TV series versus the book. Do tell me, did you survive the first season of Off Campus, or did you just spend the whole time shouting like me at your TV about how the library scenes were way too short and the hockey rink looked like a steak-in ring at a shopping mall? I want the tea. Tell me everything. Let me know in the comments. Keep it civil or I'm sending you directly to the penalty box. Thank you.